What's your name?
Tammy.
Tammy what?
I'm Tammy Frank. Tammy Seal Frank.
Mom, you grew up on Snake Hollow Road, and how long did you live there?
I was born in 1964, and we didn't leave until I was 8.
8 years old?
Yeah, so 72.
Wait, who all lived in that house then?
At that time, it was me, Mom and Dad, Shuri, and Kim, and Fred. He slept in the living room. There was always a bed in the living room because there was only one bedroom. And the other bedroom had like two big beds and a small little rollaway bed. And then there was a little tiny kitchen. Had to go out and get our own water out of that well.
What well?
Mike showed you where the well used to be. We had that well where we'd have to draw up the water with the baler. It was a big long. You all would have loved it. Like the biggest squirt gun in your whole life. You draw up the water. You had to let it go forever, and you could hear it hit the water down inside the well, and you'd pull it up, and then you'd squirt it at each other. It was great, but it was terrible water. Ugh. It was like that iron water. If you got a bucket, your bucket would turn really orange of water. Your buckets or your dipper to dip the water, because it's what you got to drink out of the bucket. It was orange as could be, like rust. That's why I went to that big spring where I showed you to get our water to drink. Mom cooked with it.
Did you go back and forth?
To the big spring? Yeah. We would walk because, it was a dirt road and Daddy was always going to work somewhere. We walked so many times in that holler.
What about the land over there? You said
How it's changed.
yeah. How has it changed?
Oh gosh, it's changed so much. You can't even imagine because it was a dirt road, Shane, all the way in there. If it rained really hard, that one bridge, it would flood and you couldn't drive a car. You'd have to walk. Daddy used to walk through the floodwaters to the store. It was just, everything was so much different. Getting in the creek, staying in the creek, even in the wintertime. We'd be in trouble for that when it flooded. That's when we would put our swimsuits on and swim.
In the winter?
Pure winter. I don't know where Mom was at. She didn't know that was going on. That was wild. No.
Was the bridge any different than before?
Oh yes, it was completely different then. It was just boards. When you went across it, it sounded like all the boards were coming up. It was crackly, and the creek ran. The little creek beside our house. It goes into that another creek down there below, which you probably saw it past the barn. Those join, and then they all go down to that bridge. So all those, there would be two creeks meet, and then it would flood down there at the big spring. In the backyard there was where we had the garden. It was a huge garden always. We always had to work in the garden. And it was with a mule and a plow. It wasn't with a tractor. You'd have to get somebody. Daddy'd get Clay Spradlin's mule and tie on the plow behind and walk all day long, digging up the ground.
Who lived in that house that was over there that looked like it was burnt down?
Clay Spradlin.
Who they?
I always know Clay my whole life. He was always the one who brought the horses to plow, and he's the one. He'd help you do anything. He always, him and his wife, she cooked a lot, and she'd always bring us stuff. It was just a great, great life. It was so simple, so much fun.
Looking at Snake Hollow now, compared to when you were a kid, how much has it changed for you?
When I saw it when I was little, it was almost like a mansion. It was so big to me. And on the porch, I mean, so many things. I've played on that porch, and Santa Claus would come and leave our toys on that porch, and it was the greatest thing. I remember waking up on Christmas and I had a little kitchen sink, a refrigerator, and Santa Claus had left Mom this beautiful necklace with like a little watch on it. So small.
Sunrise is
And
on,
all the
yeah.
trees were gone. And beside the house it was a big bank. I mean, it was huge. And we would just roll, how you go out and roll down the hill. We would do that, and now it's not even there. It's like it's just went away. It's
So it's called Snake Hollow, but you guys have always called it Holler.
Snake Holler. Snake Holler.
It's a little country twang.
It's the twang. A little bit of southern chat. I guess you would call it southern twang. Yeah, holler. That's all I've ever heard my whole life is holler. A few years ago, it was when Caleb and Nick were little. We went down there and I got out and I kissed the ground because I hadn't seen it. We'd been gone so many years, to Washington and everything. And I went down there and I got out and I just kissed the ground. And Caleb's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I love this place." He'll never forget it. He still talks about Tammy got out and kissed the ground. I was like, "I love it."